He was considered a political outsider in French politics and was the youngest man to ever become the president of France in the year 2017. So, how did he do it? Welcome to Neapolitan. Today we're going to be looking at the current president of France, Emmanuel Macron. We'll be looking at it broken down into three unique sections, like Neapolitan ice cream, the vanilla, the who, what, where, and one of the folks that changed the world, chocolate, that flavor punch. Controversy and adversity make lives so interesting. And the strawberry, the lasting legacy and lick that all Neapolitan lives come with. If you're interested in other videos like this, or different in-depth looks at essential people throughout history, make sure you're subscribed to the channel with post notifications on, so you never miss one. Without further ado, let's get into it. Vanilla. Emmanuel Macron was born on December 21, 1977, in Amiens, France. He was the eldest among his three siblings, and he belonged to a family of doctors. He grew up in a household that held politically liberal views. During his early education, he studied in a private secondary school in Amiens, and he excelled in his education. This is also where he met his wife, Brigitte Tournion, who was his drama teacher at the time, and they married later in the year 2007. Yes, he was 15 when he met his soon-to-be wife. Macron, later on, completed his baccalaureate in a prestigious school named Lycée Henry IV in Paris, before pursuing to study international policy and public service at the Grande École Sciences Po. He also became the editorial assistant for the philosopher and historian Paul Ricoeur. Fast forward to 2001, when he finally received a master's degree in public policy from the Sciences Po and his master's degree in philosophy from Paris Nanterre University. And in 2004, he graduated among the top of his class from the renowned School of École Nationale d'Administration, ENA. In the year 2004, Macron kick-started his career in public service by being a finance inspector for the French Ministry of Economy and Finance. 4 years later, Macron made a decision of a lifetime that could possibly ruin his future ambitions in the political arena when he bought out his government contract for 50,000 euros to step foot into a private sector. In September 2008, he became an investment banker of the French division of the International Rothschild Financial Group. Macron rose to the top of the company with speed and was able to broker deals involving big companies, such as the $12 billion acquisition of Pfizer's baby food division, and he reportedly earned 2.9 million euros. During his time at the Rothschild Financial Group, he started working for Hollande, and he even campaigned for Hollande's campaign for the presidency during the 2012 election under the Socialist Party. Of course, when Hollande won the seat for the presidency, Macron joined his administration, taking the position of Deputy Chief of Staff and Economic Advisor. Macron became the front and represented France at international summits. In 2014, he became the finance minister. As you would know by now, Macron makes sure to outdo himself in every position he takes. He introduced reforms known as the Loi Macron, or Macron Law, in order to enhance the instability of the French economy. However, he faced challenges, as the legislation triggered a revolt from the left wing of the Socialist Party. But in February of the year 2015, Prime Minister Manuel Valls invoked Article 49 of the French Constitution that allows a bill to be passed without the need of consent from the Parliament, under the condition that the government is subjected to a vote for confidence. Valls achieved to fully invoke Article 49, and the Loi Macron was enacted. The Loi Macron allowed loosening the restrictions on performing work in businesses on Sundays. Some professions were also deregulated. Although this reform had a big amount of backlash from both the left and the right, the Loi Macron established decent changes, especially when France at that time was experiencing a high rate of unemployment and very slow growth. Emmanuel Macron's rise to the presidency started when Hollande's public approval rating plunged to the bottom due to the poor performance and development of France's economy and Europe's migraine crisis. These issues are what Marine Le Pen, a French politician and the National Front Party, banked on. Macron decided to slowly be less associated with Hollande, despite his current position in his administration. However, due to the terrorist attacks in Paris in November, the year 2015 caused him to delay his break from the socialist government. At this point, you probably already know that Macron is already known for introducing change to the French political arena. In April of 2016, Macron introduced En Marche, or Forward, a movement that grabbed popularity and was characterized as a democratic revolution, as opposed to the current rigid and unresponsive political system, making way for the third way paradigm that was promoted by President Bill Clinton of the United States and Prime Minister Tony Blair in Britain to the French political arena. On top of that, Macron aimed to introduce a center-left integration of both populism and neoliberalism. He advanced this proposal conveniently more than a year ahead of the 2017 presidential elections, which became a dead giveaway that he was about to run to take the seat of the presidency. On August 30th, 2016, he submitted his resignation from his position as the finance minister under the Hollande administration, and on November 16, 2016, he formally announced his bid for candidacy for president. During the campaign period, Macron's approval rating skyrocketed when François Fillon, the former prime minister and the Republican Party nominee, faced a great scandal that boosted Macron's position in the presidential race. Valls as well as Juppé declared their support for Macron's candidacy. Macron was seen as an underdog in this race, as he had limited party backing and was considered an outsider in the ever-competitive French political arena. However, the two major political parties in France have always received low support, giving a chance to independent candidates. Macron ran against two strong candidates, Le Pen and Jean-Luc Mélenchon, but Macron found a significant amount of support from the public, and on April 23, 2017, Macron won against all 11 candidates and accumulated 24% of the votes. This marked a historic occurrence in French politics, as neither of the two major French political parties' representatives won the highest position in the country. However, hackers uploaded thousands of internal Macron campaign communication to the internet in order to sabotage the election. This cyber attack was identified to be done by a similar Russian-backed group that also targeted the Democratic Party during the 2016 U.S. presidential election. But that did not stop Macron, because in his second round of the elections, on May 7, 2017, he once again won 2/3 of the votes. Emmanuel Macron became the youngest president of France, as he assumed the seat of the presidency at the mere age of 39. Chocolate. Macron's personal life is also as equally intriguing as his political career. Let us not gloss over the fact that he met his now current wife, Brigitte, during his early education at the age of 15, when she used to be his drama teacher. Brigitte is 24 years older than Macron. And Fulda, Macron's biographer, even mentioned that Brigitte and Macron have an unusual love story, and the couple chose to keep their story private until Macron ran for president. But the controversy surrounding Macron does not end there, and may even overshadow his presidency. It involves a 27-year-old named Alexandre Benalla, who was a former Élysée security chief and Macron bodyguard. In May 2018, Benalla was caught on film beating up a May Day protester. The issue broke 2 months later when the video was published by the French media. Benalla was suspended for over 2 weeks and was fired due to public scrutiny. Macron labeled this issue as a storm in a teacup. He apologized for the lack of action from the office of the president and hoped that the issue was put to bed. However, the issue did not die down as soon as he would have hoped. Due to the office of the presidency's lack of urgency to address this issue, Parliament opened up an investigation. This issue continued to spread throughout the public, and it even reached Parliament and sparked questioning about the integrity of the presidency. In February 2019, during a Parliament hearing, Senate questioned and investigated links between Benalla and a private security contract with a Russian billionaire and mining magnate, Iskander Makhmudov. Benalla denied knowing him and denied having a contract with Makhmudov. While investigation proved no links between this and Macron himself, Parliament continued to explore who was aware of what was going on and why it was not dealt with sooner. Macron's public approval fell behind even more when the public became aware of this issue. His popularity rate fell to 21%. According to a survey conducted by BFM TV, 73% saw the Benalla affair as damaging to President Macron's image. Senior ministers have also voiced their concerns regarding the Benalla issue and how it has impacted Macron's 5-year term, stating that the office of the president should get on top of this issue. While this issue was going on, Macron continued to pursue public debates with voters in the country in the effort to exhaust the vitality of the Yellow Vest protests. This initiative pulled his approval rate up, bouncing it back up to a 34% approval rate. Another alleged scandal that Macron was about to face revolved around a recent Senate report that consists of the record of public spending, specifically on management consultants, that doubled from 2018 to 2021, with an amount of a whopping 379 million euros in 2018 and 839 million euros in 2021. In addition to that, according to the report, a major recipient of the money, McKinsey, did not pay corporation tax in France over the past decade. But Macron has already spoken about the issue and has clarified the amount of public spending done by his administration. He justifies this by stating that it was due to the one-off projects conducted by his administration. According to Macron, hiring consultants for such projects was less expensive than commissioning new civil servants and having to pay their salaries and pensions. He pointed out that these consultants were involved in technical matters and not policy. The spending on these projects was all economic measures. On the other hand, Macron clarified the issue regarding McKinsey. He mentioned that due to the pandemic, McKinsey's consultants were in need for taking testing programs, vaccination, health passes, and other items that needed the state's response. This pressing issue may have impacted Macron's presidential campaign for re-election. It brings out the image of Macron being the president of the rich. And most of all, this could be another issue that his opponents could bank on. Strawberry. Despite the challenges and criticism Emmanuel Macron has faced during his first term as president, he once again won for re-election, but the problems and challenges that his administration faced did not stop. France still remains divided as a country, and the public, together with the French political landscape, is divided. According to Macron's pro-European centrists, Le Pen's nationalist insurgencies, Mélenchon's hard left. Despite his victory, Macron is still unpopular due to the issues he has been involved in, and his unpopularity continues to grow in a significant size of the populace. The backlash Macron continued to receive is all a result of the lapses and shortcomings his administration has had during his first term. France's initial COVID-19 response was not that great for a country that has a world-renowned healthcare system, wealth, adequate social welfare, and a centralized government. In reality, the country became the fourth highest number of confirmed coronavirus cases and the third most deaths in the world. And the blame was all pointed to, of course, none other than Emmanuel Macron and his administration, who had a lack of urgency in addressing the COVID-19 outbreak. Upon the emergence of the Ukraine and Russia crisis, Macron promised in an address to the nation, and I quote, "without weakness to Russia's active war with calm, determination, and unity." He also mentioned that he would agree to add sanctions against Russia. Depending on the scale of the aggression Russia will launch against Ukraine. In addition to that, Macron also made an effort to organize a summit between Putin and Joe Biden, the US president, but his efforts were unsuccessful. But hey, it's the thought that counts. If you like this video and want to see more like it, then make sure to leave a like so we know what you think and can continue to bring you the kind of videos you want to see. Let us know if you think there was anything we missed or if you'd like to see someone else in particular in the future. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the material we've shown or other videos like this. Check out the other videos on this channel for fascinating looks into historical figures, just like this. Until next time, this has been Neapolitan, and we'll see you around.